Hello, today I'm going to model for you a written conversation. Written conversations are an assignment that you will be completing weekly, and it is an ongoing dialogue between you and your colleagues answering a question or prompt or series of questions posed by the teacher. Ideally, in a face-to-face classroom, the students would pass their paper around in a small group setting and have each of the students in that group continue the dialogue regarding the question that's being posed or the prompt that's being posed by the teacher. Because we are in an online format, we will be completing our written conversations through the blog feature. So if I click on Written Conversation 1, the first thing I'm going to do is look at the topics that the teacher wants me to respond to for this written conversation. I'm then going to read the comments that are written underneath that my fellow colleagues have already written about each of these particular pieces of information, and then formulate my own response. So if I was doing a written conversation on a reading response, and let's say that these were the first 3 responses that were provided for me, I would read each of these and then formulate my own response, continuing the conversation about a reading response through this written conversation strategy. So I would read that reading responses are a weekly assignment that involves 3 steps. The first step is selecting one of the 23 options to use in step 1. The second step is to synthesize across all readings and write a 2-paragraph response on how the readings are related. And the third is to reflect on the option that was chosen in step 1 through the eyes of a teacher. And then another colleague said you cannot use the same option twice in step 1. You must try a new option each week. And then my third colleague has said if you have more than one reading each week and you are not completing a reading response for each reading, you will combine all 3 readings into one reading response. So I could add to this and say reading responses are worth 5 points and are due on Sundays on Blackboard, my courses, in either a PDF or Word doc or DOCX format. And then another colleague might continue this and say, that late work is not accepted in the senior block, and if you do not submit a reading response on time, you will receive a 0 for that assignment. So this is an example of how you would compose a written conversation for this class.